that actually goes, anyway, this sits over the top to stop any dirt going in there. Rated rings on the side now, and of course we've got the new hardware on the front. Now the old hardware, which we designed like 12 years ago, was actually straighter. A lot of it was right, but when we were revisiting it, it'd be cool to have a bit more of an angle, so that when it offers it up better to clip, it makes it easier to clip into.
Even easier.
We have the not blocking panel here, or a bone. So with a bone, you just slide it into stitch bridges or into webbing. And this is the knot stopper. We're going to ask people to run 2 bridges on this. You can't run 1 bridge on that.
Okay.
Then you could have 2 bridges the same length with a ring over both bridges as a backup. You could have 2 separate bridges with a ring on one and a carabiner on the other. You could have a long bridge and a short bridge. One of the plans here was to have a future-proof platform that evolves for future evolution. So could you have an adjustable bridge on there? You could. But then again, with an adjustable bridge, you have a lot of rope flopping around the back. So I think with a long bridge and a short bridge, it gives you the same option. So the other thing we've got here is the spreader bar. Now the idea with a spreader bar is that it gives you, well, first of all, it spreads the load. So you've got a wide, it opens this up, and it's as though you were climbing off the front D-rings. So if you look at this is pulling like this, it's putting pressure on your hips, whereas here it's pulling almost parallel. You've got to try it afterwards because it's quite striking. Using this is super exciting. So the other thing it does is that it's wider, so it means that this brings it in closer. So normally on this rope bridge, the point of attachment will be here. Do you see what I mean? This brings it down. So it means that you can run a slightly longer bridge. And longer bridge, giving you that range of motion, but it brings it in closer. So if you don't have super long arms, that's actually working to your benefit. We've got riveted. It's riveted on the bottom, so those are fixed, and the top is bolted. So if you're using like a Sequoia with a stitched bridge, you just take these out. You put it in and you put those back in again. These are just bolted with nylock screws on the back, and this top screw is actually teardrop shape. So you put it in front of the back, you screw it in, and then you secure it with this, so it can't come undone. Cool. Then you have on the, we've got the rotation limiting swivel, or the transformer, we're going to call it. It gives you 3 positions. You have a free spinning position. Then you have, if you line up this arrow and this point, that gives you a full lock. I do that, it's unlocked again. I line up this, and that gives me 220 degrees. Okay, so you've got 2 lock positions, the fixed under 220, and then you have the free spinning, the free spinning position. So what I'll normally do is I'll go, and that's just personal preference, but I'll go full lock, and then I'll during my climb, I'll come into a position where there's torsion starting to build on there, or I'll run a V-rig. So I just hit the switch, and I'm into free spinning, and that can orientate itself however I want. So that's, to me, an ergonomic benefit in terms of load on the hips. Having the versatility of that, also there's a good bend radius, so there's less wear and tear. You have more friction than a pulley, and less friction than a ring. So it's in between, there's that sweet spot somewhere there. The other thing that was really interesting to me was with the new eccentric hitch climber. The hitch climber is now eccentric in the sense that these 2 holes and this hole, these are in line, this one's pushed forwards, the spindle is moved up and forwards, so it's no longer symmetrical. It's allowed us to change the shape on the bottom, which is now, I think that's super beautiful. Just that flare on the bottom, but also on the top. So this is curved, but this is curved as well. So, and this is curved. So whatever the position is, the line is not building any friction. Whereas if you look at a whole old hitch climber, there's that quite strong V at the top, which is where it's building friction. So this is the way I'd run it, with a perfecto on the top. So very compact carabiner on the top, in the middle hole, which means that the stitched eyes are now really in the body, in the profile of that hitch climber now. So it means they're more upright, and the combination of that plus the nose here, the function of the nose is to push the hitch earlier and more efficiently. So the grab function of the hitch is improved. It collapses less. So it's pushed sooner and more efficiently, and it closes more reliably. Third hole, what I, use of lanyard, second system, all that, now goes on here. And the top hole is always free for a V-rig. So you just pop in a roll clip or a revolver rig, and you're good to go on your V-rig. So it was really interesting, because I didn't think it at the beginning of this process. When I first used this, I was like, second rope bridge, I kind of get it, but I don't think I'm going to use it, to using it all the time. It's just a no-brainer. I've got my ascent system, goes on here. I've got my lanyard, it goes on here. The second system goes on here, and you're not clashing. But at the same time, this position is not pulling you in different ways, but it's really, really stable. So if I'm tied in with the second system here or here, it means that I have a really stable work positioning system. We're onto one point in the front hardware.
Sweet.
There you go.
Nice. Some pretty big changes.
They're quite big changes.
Now this will be.
This is an add-on.
It is an add-on.
It's an add-on.
But it's automatically 2 bridges.
Always 2 bridges, yeah.
Okay.
And you could choose that as well. And where this discussion started was looking at rope access situation where they're using a bosun seat. Now the bosun seat is flat, your thighs are round, and the guys, it's crushing it, you get crushing there. Yet of course, because thighs are round and not square. So we were thinking, like, can we solve this from the top down? Can we make this have a wide spreader? It's basically like the old, the snaps with a ring in the middle. It's exactly the same thing. So, spreader snaps are a good thing, and this takes the spreader snap concept and evolves it further with the variable rotation of the transformer. So, super excited about that. And it's interesting to me how you make these, to me this is a step change. There's many things come together and just work together really well. And after 10 years of the hitch climb, I was really surprised to have something that challenges the patterns that I have in my brain and gets me using things differently, which is fun. Do you want to try?